Hi, and welcome to the video guide for Optimal Levels, the non-textbook textbook series. For this online tutorial, we'll be using Optimal Levels Fun Flavor Book 1. Hi, my name is Robert Murphy, and I am the author of the series. So the next page, here we have Module 1, Section 4, Lexical Analysis. Find coordinates, collocations, synonyms, and hyponyms of the root word. Write them on the cards. So in the middle here, we have the student write down the word travel, okay, as usual. Now, let's take a look here. Card A, it says coordinates. Now it says salt, pepper, ketchup, and mustard for coordinates. What are coordinates? Well, they're quite simple to explain, actually. Imagine a couple of circles. Oh, let's see. We have 4 circles here. And they represent words that exist on the same plane, exist on the same level. Salt, pepper, ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, Tabasco sauce. And then I have my students jump in and respond with their own condiments here. And it's quite easy for the students to understand what's going on. But it's an interesting thought process. Okay, it's an interesting mental exercise for the students. All right. Now, let's see an example for this this immediate root word, travel. What can we come up with? Here, bus, jet, train, and taxi. I guess these are like modes of travel, right? Or vehicles. Okay, you could use. Perhaps you could. What else could you put there? Horse. Get interesting. Skis. Bicycle. You know. All right. So these are coordinates, and it's really interesting to see what students come up with. If you get them motivated, they'll come up with very interesting, unique responses. And that's exactly what you want them to do. You want them to have fun with it, because the more unique responses they get, the more fun it is for them and for their peers. Okay, and that's the whole point of it anyway, isn't it? So let's see what we have. Business, vacation, study. Oh, different types of travel. Yeah, okay. Now, moving on to card B, collocations. Now, these are good or common pairs of words, okay? So, in black, I have big house, birds fly, spicy curry. These are standard collocations in the English language. And so collocations for travel, specifically, we have here travel plans, what else? Travel clothes. Okay. Now, we're not using the word travel, but still, these are collocations within the realm of travel, or the thought of travel. Fast train. Expensive ticket. All right, those are pretty good. Let's see. Moving on to C. Synonyms of root word. Okay, and those are quite easy, actually. They don't have to be the exact same meaning, but similar meanings. Okay, and this gets the students to think about travel and using different sets of words, okay, connected to travel. So boat, ship, let's see, what else? Plane, jet, sure. Visa as a generic word for credit card, I guess, right? Visa, credit card. Souvenir, gift, good. Very popular in Japan. All right. Now the last part, they're called hyponyms. Now hyponym is not a very common word. And this might surprise some teachers that I'm even introducing this here, but actually for students it's quite an easy concept to grasp. Now, what you do is you draw a circle like this, and then you make arrows connecting below it. Okay, that's the whole point of hyponyms. Okay, these are downward connections. So the root, not the root word, but the hypernym, the word above, is station. And the hyponyms, the word that go below it, are, okay, bench, tickets, tracks. Okay, so these are words that associate to station. Okay, these are words that make up station. Okay, so it's a downward connection, right? Let's take a look at another one. Okay, the word here is money, and so different types of money: cash, cards, as in credit cards, and checks, maybe traveler's checks or personal checks. Okay, so these are hyponyms. Now, this is an interesting mental activity for the students to work their heads around in the English language. Now, this is producing a very interesting set of skills for the students, and it helps build their fluency. And down here, again, we have the self-assessment. Okay, now the student thinks about it, and gives himself an answer here. Okay, so he's given himself a 4. Now we have the 2 pages side by side. Section 5, Lexical Performance time. All right. Now, why do we have these pages side by side? Well, the card A, coordinates for root word, okay, the data here will be used in section 5 to be writing sentences. The students will look at their data from the previous page and create sentences. All right. So we had bus, jet, taxi, train, or business, vacation, study. All right, as coordinates for travel. Now, what did the student come up with here? Let's take a look. Oh, they used bus, train, taxi. Okay. I like to travel by jet, but I get sick when I take a taxi or bus. Yeah, now if you remember, this student talked about not liking buses and gave it a negative mark, okay, in their word map. All right. Now it's interesting. This is all getting synthesized here. I like to travel by jet, but I get sick when I take a taxi or bus. Very good, very good. So you can see how these things are getting concrete within this person's mind. Now it's B, sentence using collocation of root word. All right. My travel plans included an expensive ticket for a fast train. Okay, now the sentence may not seem particularly natural, but they're making progress here. It's interesting. They're making this connection. My travel plans included an expensive ticket for a fast train. So there's actually 3 collocations, 3 sets of collocations within this sentence. I think that's wonderful progress here. It helps them create more complex sentences in the future, probably. Okay. Section C here. Sentence using synonym for root word. Okay. My mother asked for a nice souvenir, and I think I found her the perfect gift. So the synonyms were souvenir and gift. And so this is another way to have students come up with more complex ideas and structures in their mind. My mother asked for a nice souvenir, and I think I found her the perfect gift. Okay, using a synonym in the sentence so that the words don't repeat. Okay, this is a higher level thinking. It's wonderful. And finally here, D, from card D, sentence using hyponym of root word. Now what did they come up with here? Money is essential for travel, but don't bring much cash. Cards and checks are safer. Money is essential for travel, but don't bring much cash. Cards and checks are safer. Oh, okay. This is a nice bit of work here. And they've used their hyponyms quite effectively. They're beginning a sentence with money, and then they have a discussion using the hyponyms. Nice. All right, so let's see. Now you notice here, it says exchange your book with your partner, discuss your sentences, make corrections if necessary, give yourself a final score for each sentence. Now, this is the first time you'll see sort of grammar work seriously coming into play here, or perhaps not so seriously. It's still quite light, isn't it? And so they're exchanging their books with their friend, and they're helping each other write better sentences. Okay, so this is the beginning of process writing. And again, they give themselves scores. Okay, give yourself a final score for each sentence. Now earlier, I had them give a score for, say, a set of 3 sentences. Now each sentence specifically gets its own score, and that's because they're getting better at assessing themselves, and they're more prepared to finer tune their sentences. Okay, by section 5. Now let's take a look here. So the first sentence got a 4. I like to travel by jet, but I get sick when I take a taxi or bus. That was a 4. Okay. B. Oh, gave himself a 5. My travel plans include an expensive ticket for a fashion. Well, for whatever reason, that was a 5. Okay. It doesn't really matter. It's the metacognition that goes on in the person's brain that's what really matters. Okay, so C was a 4, and D was, again, a 5. Okay. This person is getting pretty satisfied with his own work, which is fine.